Good evening and welcome to Baker Forward, the Baker Chamber edition. It's right after the holidays and we're wishing that everyone had great holidays, and since we're here, I guess the end of the world didn't happen. But my first guest tonight is Gary Mitchell. Gary is with Ozark Insurance Agency, but he's also very involved in the community. So we're going to talk to Gary a little bit about things that are happening around Baker. So welcome to the show, Gary.
Thank you.
Gary, I know you're past president of the chamber, and so you know, the chamber's very obviously involved in different things, but we just had our Christmas parade. You know, how do you think that went?
We had a very successful parade. The lineup went well, even though we were kind of worried about that since we did set up in a different place, but it actually went off real well this year. At the end, we had plenty of refreshments for everybody, and I think everybody thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it seemed to be a pretty good crowd. My daughter was riding in the parade and I was driving her, and so it you know, looked like a good crowd. It was a good turnout at City Hall, so it's a good thing that the chamber does every year. I know that there is a board member on the chamber that we'd like for people to give their prayers to. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, last month, Garland was involved in an automobile accident, he and his wife, and they were both critically injured. They are recovering. Garland is actually being moved back to Baton Rouge Mid-City this week and going to be in a room there. That's where his wife is located. She's been in ICU. In fact, they've both been in ICU ever since the accident. But they are moving him back to the Baton Rouge Mid-City. And hopefully they can have some time together since they've been apart for so long. But they are both recovering, but they are in desperate need of everyone's prayers. Right,
and that's Garland Bryant, CPA here in Baker, who's been a CPA, I know as long as I don't know how long he's been a CPA.
He's been a past president of the Baker Chamber and also CPA for as long as I can remember.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I mean, probably as long as I've been living, so yeah. I know he's been a while. So yes, please keep Garland and his family and his wife in your prayers and hopes, and hope everything that he'll come back good on that. Now, Gary, you're also involved in the Rotary. Tell us a little bit about what Rotary's been up to and what they're doing.
Well, the holiday season for Rotary is pretty busy. We actually get cranked off on that during Thanksgiving. We were able to give out approximately 40 turkeys for Thanksgiving to needy families in the Baker area. And in our Christmas, we do an actual Christmas basket for our needy families, and we did 35 of those. The names we gather from local churches and utility departments, people who know of real needy folk in the Baker area, and we distribute those accordingly.
Is there some other projects or things that Rotary's got coming up that you may want to give a little free press to?
We have our hands in a lot of baskets, I guess. Rotary does an annual handicap bowling that will be coming up here in the spring. We take local handicap kids and go spend an afternoon with them at the local bowling alley, and that just really makes a day for them. Of course, we help with all the lineups of the parades throughout the years. One of our pet projects has been helping the elderly at the Council on Aging. We've helped supply them for their needs there at the Council on Aging, and some of the individuals we've actually gone out and done projects at their homes throughout the years. We sponsor a essay contest at the Baker High School. Of course, the Rotary has a 4-way test, and we have the high school kids do an essay test on that, and then they have savings bond as the grand prize for the winner of that. We also sponsor 2 youth from the local area for the youth leadership conference that Rotary puts on, the Ryla Camp, which is in the summer after school's out. So we will be choosing 2 individuals from the Baker area to go to that.
Good. I mean, obviously Rotary is a very great organization, and in case you didn't know, and I mean, I know this has been a few years back, but I mean, Rotary was the one who rid polio from the planet, so to speak. So
actually, that project was started several years ago, and it is just about complete. There's so few cases in the world today that you can almost consider it eradicated.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Just the magnitude of doing something like that, it's got to make Rotarians proud that they were involved in something like that.
We definitely are.
So, let's talk a little bit about you now. You are head of Ozark Insurance Agency. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, my father started it back in 1971. Of course, we've had 4 locations in Baker. We started out on Groom Road, and actually we built the Sportsman's Corner building, and we were in the back of that building. Then we moved over to the Bethany property, and we were here for a number of years. And we've since bought our own building over on Ray Weiland Drive. That's proved to be a very good location for us. But we've been in business 41 years. We're an independent insurance agency. We sell auto, home, life, health insurance, commercial. Pretty much being an independent agent with several companies that we represent, we can pretty much meet anybody's insurance needs, be it personal or commercial.
Okay. Well, let's get into that a little bit deeper when we come back from commercial break, and we'll talk about some insurance.
All right. Thank you, sir.
We'll be right back after these messages.
"2012 is an exciting year in broadcasting. WLFT has been bringing you the best in religious and family programming for over 10 years. Your new digital television allows you to do a lot more, including gaming, internet, and there's over 20 free TV stations you can now pick up over the air. Soon there'll be over 30 channels here in Baton Rouge, so mark the first of each calendar month to rescan your TV. Lots of free entertainment. Rescan Baton Rouge.
And welcome back to Baker Forward, the Baker Chamber Edition. We're going to continue with my guest, Gary Mitchell, with Ozark Insurance Agency. And Gary, you were saying in the last segment, y'all been in business over 40 years, which is one kind of impressive for a business to keep going nowadays. And y'all are kind of set up, you said, in a permanent location, so to speak, on Ray Weiland?
Yeah, Ray Weiland is our permanent location. We were fortunate to be able to buy that building, and it's really been a blessing to us.
Well, Gary, tell us about, what is Ozark Insurance Agency? You said you're an independent insurance agency, so what does that mean as opposed to when people think of other insurance companies?
Well, pretty much there's 2 types of insurance agencies out there. You have the direct writers, that's your State Farms, Allstates. They have their one set of products, and that's what they sell. The difference between that and an independent agent is we represent several different companies. I guess in our portfolio, it's really endless. But we do represent several companies, and the biggest thing that we can offer our customers is choice. Instead of one particular rate for one particular product, we're able to offer multiple rates and let the insured or the client choose which is best for his situation.
And so I would imagine that representing several different companies like that, you can probably look for the cheapest rate for someone as opposed to being stuck with one thing, like you said, from a direct
We offer our clients the different rates that are available for their particular situation, and if they choose to purchase based off of price, then they have that option. But each one of the companies that we offer them will have their price as well as the different coverages that they offer, and some may have additional coverages that come with their program that the other may not have, so price may not be the only criteria.
Right, okay. So what types of insurances do y'all sell?
Well, your typical auto, home, personal lines type policies, your RVs, your motorcycles, travel trailers, personal umbrella policies for people who desire to have higher liability limits. We can handle all that for the individual. Commercially, we do all your mom and pop retail stores. We can provide business for your contractors of various types. Contractors is a big portion of our business. We also provide bonding for commercial jobs if people need to have a bond or if it's required by the job. The portion that we probably are not able to handle very well is the industrial side, but commercial all the way up to the industrial, we can pretty well handle that in our office.
Okay, but for an individual, it's kind of like you said, kind of a one-stop shop. Got
pretty much,
everything.
Yes, sir.
And so you said y'all represent different companies, and I guess one of the questions that a person may have is, and you talked about the choices depending on the coverage and the price and that kind of thing. If company A has the best thing that I want for my auto, but company B has what I consider the best thing for my home, am I stuck with going with just one company, or can I get my auto from one and home from another? No,
we do that every day. Of course, some of our auto companies write homes as well, and if they have the best package deal that is available for that particular customer, then that's what the customer chooses. But if it works out that the home is better with one company and the auto, just like you suggested, we do that every day.
Right. Well, and I guess what I was just trying to bring up is that you really have even more choices than what you talked about. Not only do you have that choice of the different companies, but you can actually pick different companies,
within the agency, correct.
Right. So that's a great thing.
And one thing that some of the companies are starting to do now, in the past, if you had a home and auto with the same company, they would give you a rate reduction for having both policies with the same company. Now, we have some companies that will give you, if the auto is with our agency with one company and the home is going to be written with them, they'll even give a discount for that for being in our agency.
Oh,
so
that's a great little
great savings.
So how have you seen, or have you seen any changes lately with insurance, with the way the economy's been or anything? How are in our hurricanes that we have here and that kind of thing? What's happening, I guess, in the insurance?
Well, with us being here in South Louisiana, the hurricanes definitely have an effect. The short version of that is that most people in their homeowners insurance will see a rate increase over the next year. The hurricane that we just had pass, it's going to have an effect on rate. It doesn't happen instantly, but over a period of months they will see that, along with the other disasters around the country, because insurance companies are insured by reinsurance companies, and that's pretty much looked at on a national basis as opposed just to our geographic area.
Right. Have you seen any other changes either in automobile or life insurance along those same lines, like hurricanes affecting homeowners? Is anything affecting the automobile?
Yeah, the economy definitely has affected life insurance. Life insurance rates are tracking up, and the reason for that, the premium dollars coming in the past have been invested, and the insurance companies made some of their profits off of the investment income. Well, since that's not what it was in the past, those rates are tracking up to meet that offset.
Right. And of course, people are living longer.
That is correct.
constantly
living
changing the mortality table.
Mortality tables are definitely changing. As far as automobile, all of the above, the hurricanes actually affect automobile rates as well because they get damaged in the storms. And also the economy, the investment income, same scenario. Insurance companies make profits off of investment and premium dollars. And when the investments aren't there, they have to increase the rates.
Okay. Well, good. Gary, tell us one more time, like where you're located, how people can get in touch with you, and how can they get insurance?
Our office is located at 3040 Ray Wyland Drive, and our phone number is 775-7614. Give us a call.
All right. Well, we will be right back with our next guest here on Baker Forward.
Promoting your business in these competitive times can be tough. You need to use everything possible to stand out in the crowd. Your vehicle is an asset most companies overlook when advertising. Now you can promote just like major companies by wrapping your vehicle with eye-catching graphics. Frog Skin Graphics wraps boats, cars, trucks, and buildings. No job too large or small. Full-color banners, window graphics, and signs designed, printed, and installed by professionals. 683-9595.
And welcome back to Baker Forward, the Baker Chamber edition. My next guest is got two things for you that everyone wants now that we're in the first of 2013, and we'll see what they are. My next guest is Alfrieda. Welcome to the show, Alfrieda.
Well, hi. Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Now, Alfrieda, you have Generations Tax.
Correct.
And of course, the things that we all hate to do is pay tax.
Correct.
But now we're in 2013, so it's that time again to get
Correct.
ready, to get our paperwork ready, to file our taxes. So give us, what do we need to do?
Well, basically, what we all should do is get all of your receipts together, especially business owners. Business owners need to make sure they compile everything they did in 2012 so that they can meet the requirements as well as get all of their credits and deductions. And individuals, I encourage them to look at your charity contributions. If you did something for your employer, and you were not reimbursed, those things are tax deductible as well. Your W-2s, your 1099s, which is for people who do contract work.
Okay. And I know obviously tax codes and tax things change every year, so I don't want you to go into the 10 million things that I'm sure that probably change, but is there maybe one thing or something that as an individual we need to be looking at or thinking about more, or maybe we need to do something a little bit different this year?
The main thing that I've found in the past years is that the IRS is actually definitely looking at charity contributions. You need to make sure that you have that record. A lot of people pay their tithes or give donations to churches. Make sure you have written proof that you've donated to a specific organization, because off of the top of your head or hearsay or I gave cash, it's not acceptable. You have to have what I like to tell my client, a paper trail.
Okay. Okay. And then anything in particular for a business? Is there something a business needs to think about different this year? It may not be, but is there something maybe they need to think about differently?
With businesses, again, paper trail. Make sure that your employee gifts are well documented. Make sure that if you did meals for your employees or you did entertainment for your employees, that you have that, those records, those paper records. And what's good too is make sure that if you're paying for mileage, or if you have a business and you have mileage, make sure you have those mileage logs. Those mileage logs should have the date and where you went and why you went. They're becoming very, very picky about mileage logs.
Now, obviously, we have gotten big into technology as a society, But tell me, are there still people walking in with a shoebox full of receipts and papers and saying, here, fix this?
Yes, yes. It's amazing how you said that. Last year I had this gentleman who he did sheep, and he came in with the Walmart bags with piles of receipts from everywhere, and they were dirty like he left them out in the barn, you know, and that's okay. I will go through those receipts and those forms, and I'll categorize them. Now I'm trying to make my office more paperless.
Okay.
The IRS has given the okay to scan your receipts. And that's another thing I would like to tell people. You have to make sure those receipts are able to be read. If you have a receipt and it's faded and it can't be read, you cannot use regardless if you paid for it. So there's a new machine out, and I'm not trying to do a plug, but there's a new machine out that you can scan your receipts and have them, and the IRS will accept that.
Okay. Let's get into the next thing that you also
Okay.
have, which, you know, probably the #1 resolution of the year is losing weight, and you
Correct.
have something that can help us with that.
Correct. And I actually have my partner here, Mr. Sanders, to kind of help me for a few minutes here, if he doesn't mind, to kind of so we can kind of move things along. We have what is called Zija. Zija is made with the Moringa oleifera tree, which is a tree that has been around for years, and we're just not getting it over here in the Western world.
Okay.
What it compiles of is you have an appetite suppressant pill,
Okay.
which gives you energy, as well as helps clear the mind. We also have an exercise product for people who need extra energy when they're exercising to push their way through their exercise routine. It comes with a super mix. It comes also with a smart mix. The main thing that got me involved with this, as being a nurse over 30 years, your body needs nutrition. If your body don't have what it needs, it's not going to work. Zija gives your body everything that it needs. It has 90 verifiable nutrients and vitamins that helps the body to do what it's designed to do.
Okay. And where do you have these products at?
I do have the products in the tax office.
Okay.
We do have training, or we do have information that it can pick up for free. I'm at my office every day from 9 until 9 at night now during tax season, and we would love to give you some samples just to try the product out.
Okay. And what's the little bottle of stuff?
The little bottle is a combination of the smart mix, which gives your body the nutrition that it needs, and also it gives you a little energy push. So this little bottle has this product in it as well.
Okay. Well, let everybody know where you're located, how they can get in touch with you for tax services and for your products here.
Okay. I'm located at 3121 Van Buren Street in Baker, Louisiana. I'm there from 9 to 9.
Okay. And do they need to make an appointment or anything?
I do take walk-ins.
Okay.
My number is on the screen, and you can call me at any time and make an appointment if you need to, because I know there are people that work, and they have to have a specific time to come in.
Okay. And what about products? They can walk in and just get the product?
They can walk in and just get the products.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here
Thank
tonight.
you for allowing me to
And we
come.
want to thank you for tuning in and watching our show. Baker is positive, and we want you to shop local and shop Baker. Until I see you next time, take care and God bless.